Hey, what's up folks, how's it going? This is Watch. Hope you guys are all doing well. And today we're going to be doing a head-to-head camera comparison between the Google Pixel 3a XL and the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now the cool thing about the 7 Pro on the front-facing side, it has a pop-up motorized camera, which looks really cool, very James Bond-like, and it gives you the aesthetic of the phone, that super thin bezel, which is very sleek and stylish. Now, in terms of resolution itself on the front-facing side, basically we have an 8 megapixel stills, 1080p video at the front on the Pixel versus we have 16 megapixel stills capabilities on the 7 Pro. We'll cut side by side so you guys can kind of see what the difference are in terms of color rendition, everything like that. For the most part, we're going to be focusing on the rear-facing cameras on these two. We have a single 12 megapixel camera on the Pixel, and we have a triple camera configuration on the 7 Pro. Now, the really interesting thing about the 7 Pro is that apart from the triple camera configuration, one of those cameras actually has a 48 megapixel resolution rating, which is quite a lot more than the 12 megapixels on the Pixel 3a, but the Pixel 3a still has the incredible low light stills capability, and we're going to put both of these two through the test in terms of different lighting conditions and see how the video functionality stacks up against each other as well. So let's get right into this comparison. Now, after reviewing the results that I got from the stills and videos that I shot for the past couple of days, I do have to say that in terms of the stills capabilities itself, I think the Pixel 3a can definitely stand up on its own, and certainly in most case scenario, you're going to get some stunning looking stills photography out of it in pretty much any lighting condition you're going to throw at it. It's especially good in terms of low light conditions, as you saw from the side-by-side comparison, since it has that predictive stabilization system which shoots long exposures and makes sure there's no motion blur in between those long exposures. The resulting image on 9 times out of 10 is pretty remarkable in dimly lit low light conditions. And although the camera on the 7 Pro on the standard mode is actually pretty good in terms of low light photography, and if you use the night mode specifically, I find that there's more artifacts in the resulting image, and there's a lack of shadow detail and lack of highlight detail as well. So if you're going to shoot more nightscape photography, probably just stick with the standard camera mode on the 7 Pro. Now, in terms of sharpness itself, in terms of stills, we have 48 megapixels as we mentioned before compared to 12 megapixels. And in terms of most scenarios you're going to find, obviously you can zoom into the photo a lot more on the 7 Pro, both because of its 48 megapixel camera and because it has has a telephoto camera as well, which is not as good in most opinions. I really think that's a throwaway feature for the time being. The portrait photography mode is better on the Pixel 3a for sure. It has better kind of out of focus elements, mimics a DSLR shallow depth of field a little bit more accurately. But when it comes to actually shooting a video, I think the 7 Pro definitely has a huge advantage. It's shooting almost double the bit rate, and obviously you can shoot 4K resolution at 60 FPS versus your limited 30 frames per second on the Pixel. And in most situations, you're going to resolve a lot more detail. In nighttime mode especially, it's a lot better for video. You could see more fast moving objects, like in this water shot over here. Everything is a lot more clearer on the OnePlus compared to the Pixel. So definitely in terms of video mode, I think the OnePlus is definitely the superior camera. But really, other than that, guys, that's really it. Those are my impressions thus far. I'd definitely love to hear your thoughts. I still think that the Pixel has probably one of the best cameras ever in terms of stills, and certainly video is probably its limiting factor compared to these modern generation smartphones that are just coming out with incredible video capabilities. Other than that, we're going to have a full comparison coming out very soon between these two, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for your support. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll see you real soon. Take care.